What's up, guys? I just want to make a quick video on my morning wish list on how I came up with these certain levels. Try to give you guys a good idea of what I'm looking at first thing in the morning. Right here, we had started off with Dash. I always said Dash over 212 and like 212 and 14, and then this 214, where if you come back here, it's this high on the 10th, and also looks pretty nice resistance here. 214, 215 could be a nice resistance overall. And so I was looking for the break up to break over yesterday's high and then the previous day's high. I kind of jumped the gun on this one and definitely called it down here, pushed up, definitely had a rejection and fell with the market on the second half of the day. I still like this play overall. We're just consolidating since the ninth right here, really not doing much. If this play doesn't work out, I'm definitely going to look into 10-15 plays to push up over 214, eventually all-time highs. I started calling Dash way down here. This thing's making a pretty solid move. Making a good cup since the 14th. This play didn't work out today because the market faded second half. I think if the market would have pushed, definitely would have pushed over, and it would have looked really good right here. But those were my levels on that one. CRM. I was looking for this downtrend break where we made this high, came back, couldn't make another high, so we were just consolidated down right here after earnings. CRM's a really good company. Crushed earnings, had a good outlook. It's just consolidating, waiting to grab more buyers. Volume's kind of decreasing, so it's not really. But hopefully, bounce off this 251, which right here you can see was this ascending triangle breakout. So hopefully, I was really wanted to test closer to 251 to get in, but I just saw some sideways action. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger. I'll average down when needed. But overall, on the daily, this looks like a pretty solid, it's not the best cup, but right here to here, kind of double topped at 273, came down. I guess making the handle. I don't like to use these terms, but since it had good earnings, it's kind of faded a little bit, and hopefully we can push back up. Overall, definitely CRM is pretty bullish. Let's see, definitely wanted to hold that uptrend right here. Tesla was over 744. I went ahead and got next week, so I didn't want to mess around with weeklies on this one, but over 744 was, let's see where 744 is. About right here. 10, 13, 14. We had a nice push over it at market open. Just nice push, bounce, and then it faded with the market. But you can tell right here how the 744 is a good level right here. Support, a little support bounce, broke below, came back, broke above, support, kind of comes back, tests it as a resistance, and eventually over today broke above. So that's definitely, when you see it test as resistance, you want to see it come back and eventually test as resistance again or break above. Pins, I was looking for continuation. This is just a nice downward channel where it broke out and then just had when the market faded here, actually tested this bottom of this channel right here, and we made some good 34% gains on this. Actually worked really well against the market yesterday, and I was hoping to get continuation. We did push it open, but we just sold off. and then was, look at a super low volume. This blue, really no volume into it. No moves were made. Um, Compared to yesterday, you can see all this volume in here yesterday. So I'm just waiting for pins to get more volume to actually push over this anchored VWAP from this recent low, and then we'll kind of be like smashed into between these two anchored VWAPs. So I'm starting to really like these anchored VWAPs a lot more from this gap, and that's kind of, we might consolidate here and eventually push up to 61 and fill this gap. So definitely bullish on pins. It could come down a little bit more, but definitely like it square. Saw someone somewhere where you have this huge hammer candle. The next day is really really bullish. You got a hammer candle here, bullish. Hammer candle here, bullish. And then I think there's one more. But today didn't really pan out. It's kind of holding this, I think this year to date, bounced off this year to date Inger VWAP, held this 238. But if I go to 1 hour, let's turn it extended on to see how it played out today. We'll go down to 15-minute. We just had this nice sell-off. Definitely buyers came in around this 239 area and pushed it back up. So definitely watch if it does fall to this 239 area. Buyers are going to come down and eat it up again. But we basically just broke a downtrend right here. And hopefully we just continue back up on here. We got late calls on this one. AMD. Semiconductors have been looking really nice. AMD, Nvidia, all the semiconductor stocks, they've been looking really good lately, especially at open. If you catch that one push at open, and then they've just been fading with the market. So once I think the market pushes really nice, semiconductors are going to be good. You just had this 101.98 was where I think it'd fall even more. I think it would go down to under 99. That's when I was going to grab some nice long calls. But you could tell right here, we had this uptrend, this lower volume right here. So that's a divergence. You're going higher with lower volume. Okay, there we go. And then this actually faded pretty well with this low volume. So when you see this divergence, it's going to fade on low volume. And then hopefully volume comes in and we start increasing daily. So if we start increasing daily, you definitely could start rolling profits. This is just a nice hammer candle right here. Hopefully we could break over 105. But that one looked good. mRNA was a great play. Over 130. I said 130, 137, and then 160. You could just tell how these levels are. This is actually a nice head and shoulders going. But right here, I think that's a weekly candle. No, this is a daily. This inside day, so I used it again right here. 130, 130 seems like a good level. Another inside day for mRNA right here. I'm still pretty bullish on it. Hopefully we can start pushing back up, past 460 to all-time highs. But, the stock made a nice move, came down, made a nice move here, came down, and hopefully it's going to make another nice move. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5-part wave. That looked good. GS, we made pretty good money on the night alert right here. That we could tell I tested this. We had an inside day. What? Oh, right here. We had an inside day, but we came back and tested that daily high. I saw it curling up right here. Started gaining a little bit more volume. Definitely first things. Bank started to look a little good end of day yesterday. That's why I got in the GS, and we pushed it up right here. From my alert, we had probably a good 2.5% move. Definitely, if you scale it out up here, and then eventually, as always, the choppy market, we're going to start. We have an initial push, and then we just fade. We'll go over some futures. Definitely not looking good. CPI data came back good. I thought we'd push all day, and then we just, of course, 9:30 comes around, we just red. Made a bounce, red. So we're just doing legs every day. Up, down, up, down. So definitely, if you want to start getting into later calls, is a good thing. I like my 10-15 swings. I'm not going to complain about them. Maybe down on them, but I actually really like them. Eventually, when this market starts pushing back up, I don't think we fade much longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days in a row. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 7 back in May. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're getting, we're getting close to, I think, the end of the correction. Definitely want to see what Dark Pool did. But we just had an inside day here. ES ended green yesterday and was red today. VIX shot up. It's been shooting up a lot end of day. With that SPY sell-off, Apple, the Apple event didn't help, but we closed underneath 20. Hopefully that's still good. Let's check out what SPY is doing. That sell-off at open is just not fun. Definitely wait to get in calls, but you can tell right here. I mean, there's no volume. Interday, there's no volume. It just fades with no volume. Nothing really happens, and eventually the sellers came in right here a little bit and pushed it down. But with quad witching, they want to pin the price to a certain price. Go over some things. I'm looking at Lulu tomorrow. This is a double inside day after this huge gap up from earnings, so this could definitely go one way or the other. Looks like it wants to go down, so definitely play, not really a gap fill, but you can definitely play puts if it falls below here, and we can play it to 417 eventually, 413 if it rounds up, but I'm playing puts on that. NVIDIA was an inside day. I think NVIDIA is probably going to push hard at open again. I'm in weeklies. I'm going to try to sell that. It's just been pushing hard at open every day. We had this huge push at open. Came down. Really nice push. Wasn't horrible. A nice consolidation day. But like yesterday, we had this huge push at open and this huge sell-off. The day before, we had a huge push, sell-off. So it's selling off with the market, but it's showing super strong strength first thing. So definitely keep that on watch. That's the same with AMD. Semiconductors want to push, but the market's just holding them back right now. Go a couple more plays. In positions. Apple. I didn't want to mess with Apple with the event. Firm. Definitely watch if a firm dips. Hopefully flow comes in. But these dip buys right off this anchored VWAP, like every day it sells off. The dips are bought. Sells off huge. Dips are bought. Same thing with snow. Every time snow dips, it's eating up. I caught this nice intraday dip here. Made $50 per contract there. But every time snow sells off, it even shoots up even higher. And this has been going on for a little bit. Look at that. Sells off, recovers. Huge sell off, recovers. But definitely keep that on watch. You want to watch snow if it sells off. Same with the firm. Since it's gap up from earnings, it's definitely been selling off. The dip's being bought and you ride it up. You take your 50%, get out, and do it again. And eventually it won't work. But so far I'm 2 for 2 with this. I'll take 2 for 3 if it doesn't happen tomorrow. IWCCJ dash faded really bad. Facebook, just consolidation right here. So watch it break above this or below 378 or below 373. We're just sideways. It's just a lot of consolidation lately. FedEx, we are up pretty good. Faded. Earnings I think are Friday or Tuesday or something. I might hold through earnings. Judicial M&A. Microsoft pushed really nice through the market selling off right here. It didn't really, you could tell this chart compared to SPY or QQQ, this one doesn't fade as much. The open, doesn't sell off as much. So I definitely liked Microsoft. Made some good money, rolled profits. MU I'm watching right here. So it's a little downtrend right here. Overall, if you get a downtrend break, we got this downtrend break to go to. Netflix, I took a loss. PayPal, QQQ. I mean, QQQ doesn't look bad. Like how bad the market people are saying it sold off. Like it really didn't move much. This is only a 2.5% move. COVID was a good 43% move. The corrections, obviously when we get higher, the percentage is lower. But this one back in September, from high to low is 14. This one in March, high to low 12, and we're only 2.5. So I mean, if we do correct, it's gonna be a lot worse than what the market shows us. That's why I like getting in 10-14, 10-15s. You have chances to average down. You have chances to average down. Average down, get out. You're not really worried about theta if things don't work against you. That's gonna be about it. Zoom puts I missed today. I am alerted that they looked good and I didn't get into them. I do that a lot. But that'll be it. Definitely trying to stick it to a lower amount of stocks to look at. Let's see how the Dow performed. Dow really didn't do anything good. I'm actually very interested right here in American Mobile. I don't know what that is. I thought that was American Express. But the Dow looked bad. A lot of things look bad overall. And it's just part of the game. Make sure you size well, cut your losses. You're gonna have more losses, but as long as you're making money every day, that's the end goal. If you start going down, don't overtrade. Sit back, watch it. Wait for these little intraday dips that I've been banking on. You watching snow. I'm just sitting here watching snow 319. You can tell how many times it bounced off 319. So what am I doing? I'm watching it push super hard at open. I'm watching it come down 319. I saw a nice little bounce. Got in. you know, $40 play, do 3 contracts. You know, that's pretty good money. Move on to the next play. I appreciate you guys watching this. Definitely, hopefully, I mean, September's already more than about half over. Just try to get through September. It's always a bloodbath, but it's not that bad.